There are plenty of people in Washington and around the country who are trying to game out what a potential second Trump administration would look like. And that includes a number of political figures and leaders who have crossed the former president and now fear revenge. NBC News has reporting on Trump critics who are bracing for potential retribution if Trump wins this November. Some say they're considering leaving the country if Trump is sworn in. Others are consulting with attorneys or setting aside funds to defend themselves if they're targeted by a future Trump administration or his allies in Congress. Joining me now is NBC News senior digital White House reporter, the great Peter Nicholas, who just broke this story. Peter, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. This is a fascinating read. Break this down. How far are some of these Trump critics going to protect themselves, and what are they telling you?
Well, first of all, it's great to be with the even greater and better Christian Bubber. Thank you. So what we're hearing from them is they're quite worried about what a second Trump administration would bring. And they, as you mentioned, they are concerned that they have crossed Trump, or Trump is annoyed with them or grieved for different reasons, and might use the tools of government, the powers of the presidency, to retaliate against them if need be. So they are thinking through ways to protect their interests, their assets. Some cases, they don't want to stick around, and they're planning to leave the country. The only concern they have is whether Trump appointees at the State Department might invalidate their passports. We've heard that point of view expressed, which would leave them stateless. So, President, as you know, Kristen, has huge sway over the arms of government, the executive branch, and they fear that the second term, Trump, having learned a lot about how to use the presidency in his first term, could target people who have run afoul of him.
Peter, as you know, sometimes former President Trump follows through exactly with what he says, and then sometimes he doesn't. We learned that he has been speaking in hyperbole. What did these sources, the folks you interviewed, say about that? I mean, is there any sense of, look, yes, he's using terms like "I will be your retribution." Is there any hesitation in taking that literally, or are they saying, no, we absolutely have to take that literally for our own survival?
I think it's more the latter, in the sense that you never really know with Trump. I mean, sometimes he does backtrack. I mean, as far as retribution goes, he's also said that he won't have time for retribution. But people don't necessarily want to take that chance. They don't want to gamble with their own lives. So you have that issue, and it remains to be seen. I think one lesson that's learned from the first Trump term, there are a lot of people who come away saying you need to take him both seriously and literally. And if you don't, you do that at your own peril. So these are some of the stakes in this election for a number of people who know Trump well, worked with him in the White House, did their jobs as they saw fit, or spoke the truth as they saw it, and wound up running afoul of him.
Peter Nicholas, really fascinating. It is just out right now. You can get more of Peter's reporting on this in today's issue of the new NBC News Politics newsletter from the Politics Desk. Peter, thank you so much. Great reporting.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.